Hello, welcome to Making Photos. I'm Ian M. Butterfield, and welcome back to my series on learning Affinity Photo. In this video, we're going to look at doing color changes non-destructively. In the previous video, link somewhere up there, I showed you how to use the color change brush, but I also highlighted some of the problems with the color change brush. Effectively, it's non-destructive. Yes, there are ways you can work around it by putting layers underneath and masking and using the undo and things like that. But wouldn't it be so much better if we could do the whole thing non-destructively? Well, you can, and that's what I'm going to show you here. And the photo I'm working on is this photo of a model in a red dress, and I'm going to change the red dress to a purple dress. First of all, I'm going to add an extra layer, and that extra layer I am going to fill with a darkish purple. So I'm going to pick that off the colour palette. I go to the fill bucket and click on there. There we go, we've filled it. It's all purple. Yeah, it does need a few more steps. Right, the first one is we want to actually be able to see the model through there. And the way we do that, we're going to use a blend mode so that this big purple area just affects the bits that we want. And what we're going to do, at the moment it's set to normal, we are going to select color. And when I select color now, you can see that everything has taken on this purple hue, which is exactly what we want for the dress, but we don't want it for our subject, for our model. So what we need to do is we need to mask out everything except the dress. The easiest way to do that is, first of all, let's turn off that layer and work on the main layer. To select the dress, there are a number of tools we could use. I'm going to use the Flood Select tool. If you're used to Photoshop, this is known as the Magic Wand tool. With this, we've got a number of options up at the top. The tolerance says how much variance in colour it will look at. Contiguous means it will only select areas adjacent to where you're drawing. So I'm going to start adding in bits. Now, we've got up here, new. If I was to start again, let me show you, it would start a new selection. So I don't want to do that, Control Z. I want to add, which is the next one along. So I can now start adding in other parts. Try and get in as much as I can of this, to try and be as accurate as possible. And I'm just drawing over some of these sections, it's pulling them in, and as you can see, it is going to take a while to do that. However, there are a few cheats. That's given me a start point for selecting the dress. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to adjust that selection by using up here the Quick Mask tool. So I select the Quick Mask tool, and it shows red on the areas which aren't selected, and the bits which are selected it shows through, which doesn't help us at all when you're dealing with a red dress. So I'm going to choose Show Mask as black, and you can see now what's selected and what isn't. You can see all the bits that we've managed to miss. So while I'm in this mode, I go to the paintbrush, I come up here and flip those over and make sure one of them is white. And then with this, I can actually just start painting in various sections. So with white selected, you can see I can now paint in and add in all the bits that were missed. With this particular image, I've got an option that you wouldn't have with others. Because it's white on the background, and the fact is that white with a colour overlay on it is still white, I can cheat a little bit on the edges where it's white. Where I can't cheat is where we've got arms, which is here, and the leg going up here. So easy way just to see what I'm doing is if I turn off that mask turn it on again, I can see there's bits at the back here. I can just pull that in along here. Right, I've got a little bit of the leg on there. So I swap over to black and I can just take that out. If I do control and mouse wheel, I can zoom right in, square bracket, bring my brush down, and I can just take all that out. In reality, I don't have to be that accurate because I'm going to use this selection to create a mask. And the advantage of having a mask is I can adjust it later. So I'm just going to paint in with a slightly feathered edge, of course. And actually, I don't mind going over the edges with this because then sometimes I actually find it easier to go over the full thing, X again to change the colour, and you can see it just takes a little while to do it. I'm doing it fairly quickly because I'm doing this as a training video. Even doing it quickly, hopefully you will see the results are quite good. So with that, and I think that will work as my mask. I can adjust that mask later, but now if I come down to my pixel layer here, let me Control 0 so the whole thing fits on the screen. I just need to mask that, and all I now need to do is click Mask Layer and then reveal the purple. Now I've done that, Control D will get rid of the selection, and what we can see if I just zoom in a little is bits I've missed. But if I make sure I've got my mask selected, I've got black and white here, where black conceals, white reveals, so bigger brush. And actually you get a preview of it, so it just makes it easier to know what you're doing. So I hit X on there and I can just paint over and make sure I've got those bits on it. And I'm just looking around at what has and hasn't worked. So here, paint in that edge there, and we've got the same down here. Now, I could spend a lot longer doing this than I'm going to for a training video. All that's looking good. Now, here's one that I do want to talk about. You see the purple here and the reflections. Now, we'd selected that whole area and it's all gone purple. In reality, we just want to feather that in. We just want that slight hint of purple on there. So using our brush, if I go to black on here and change my opacity down to about 30%, give myself a reasonable sized brush, I can just start to leave, I'm just painting it out slightly, and the more times I go over it, the more it goes out. And I want to do more towards the edge of it than I do close. And we just soften it off, feather it all off so that it doesn't look an unnatural purple reflection. There would, in reality, be a little bit of purple there. I'll get rid of some of it underneath there as well. And just take that right down. We want to leave a hint of purple there just to acknowledge the fact that this was a purple dress, or is a purple dress now we've done it. Control 0 to fill the screen, and that's not looking bad. Other areas might just want to zoom in and have a look at is the hair, and you can see here we've got a little bit of the red still in there. And again, same thing with this. This time I want the white brush, and I can just put a little bit of that purple into there to make that work. And that's kind of doing it. Now, is this a perfect way of doing colour change? Probably not. The more time you spend on it, the better it would become. For something that's going to be, say, screen resolution, if that was the maximum resolution you were going to have, that looks perfectly fine to me. So if you're doing this for products where you just need to change the colour of the dress because well, the client said, well, actually now we're getting this dress in a different colour. Could we have the dress in purple? Well, yeah, that would work. And a little bit more time refining those edges, and that would be absolutely fine with it. So the advantage with it all is it's non-destructive. And what that means is not only can I change which bits are colour changed, I can even easily change the colour. So I select my colour layer, and maybe they've got a sort of a bluey dress. So I select the colour, I select the flood, and we've changed the colour of the dress again. Maybe now the client has got a pink version of the dress. Yep, we can do pink as well. So it's a way of changing the colours non-destructively. We can easily adjust it as the client or whoever wants, and it's not a bad result. So thanks for watching this Affinity photo tutorial. The next one will be all about a little hidden trick about the histories inside Affinity Photo. And when it's published, that'll be on the screen. The full playlist is also on the screen. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.